Our chicks are here. We are gonna go to the post office to get our chicks. Yeah. And I have my chicken buddy with me.
I need to put my sheep on first.
Yeah, are you excited?
Uh-huh.
We'll tell them what breeds we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we can find out what eggs are like.
Yeah. What's your favorite eggs?
Quail eggs.
Yeah, these are chickens though. Hey, you ready to roll, bro? All right. Bye-bye. Getting used to this new phone.
Is that why you got that chicken shirt?
Yeah. What do you got back there, buddy?
Chickens!
All the chickens.
I don't like sun.
I don't like sun either. Okay. We will bring these guys home and put them in their boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them in there.
All right. We've got all 3 of the boxes of chicks.
In our house?
Yeah, so we're going to put them in their boxes and then we'll show you what we've got. So in this 2 pens here, we have 66 Cornish cross. Our meat birds. You do not have to dip their beaks. They find the water just fine. We've never dipped beaks before. And in this pen, this is our laying flock. So we have speckled Sussex. We have dark Cornish. We have a couple of Polish. A couple of Barred Rocks. Silver Gray Dorkings. Black Cochin. And salmon Favril. In this pen, we have our males that are going to be our future roosters and are for our future breeding program. So we have dark Cornish roos, and we also have speckled Sussex, and we have silver gray Dorking. So we have 6 of each. We ordered 5 and they gave us 1 extra. And in this one, this is our Hoover Hatchery tractor supply birds. We have 2 sapphire gems, 2 Rhode Island reds, and 3 buff Orpingtons. And they're a little bit bigger. So these are Laughlin's chickens.
The buff Orpingtons are bigger?
The buff Orpingtons are mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can have these 4 for now, the 4 that you named, and then in the spring, if you take good care of them, I'll let you order more.
When is it spring?
Next year. We have to go through the winter. What? You don't think 4 is enough?
I don't think 4 is enough.
You're getting the bug, the chicken bug. They look good. I did not have any deaths. We are getting our ducks as well. This is going to be the duck pen. I am concerned though because the shipping says they're not going to come until Friday, and that's way too many days for them.
Tomorrow's Friday, is it?
I'm worried about dead ducks. Well, we'll see. Back home, I have my ducks now.
Can you please make me some popcorn?
Didn't you just have popcorn?
No, that was the day from last.
Okay, I want to show them the ducks. Okay, so we've got.
Didn't you already show them ducks? Wait,
No.
did we get the ducks today? I forgot. Come on, duggies.
Oh, they're all under there.
Yeah. Hey, ducks. Just zoom in.
No, I don't need
Or you can't.
to. So there's the boys.
Yeah.
So all three of these are meat bird breeds. So we have silver gray Dorking.
I also have an Indominus toy.
Yeah, you do. Silver gray Dorking, dark Cornish, and speckled Sussex. So these are all my males. One of them from each, maybe two, depends on how they look, will eventually be my breeders. In here we have my hens, my laying flock.
Make me some popcorn, Mama.
Can I finish here?
Yeah.
I have partridge, Plymouth Rocks. I have barred rocks. I have 2 salmon faverolles. I have 2 dark Cornish. I have 5 speckled Sussex, 5 silver gray Dorking, 3 black Cochins, and I think I have 2 Polish, 2 buff Polish. And in these 2 pens, we have our Cornish cross chicks. And they were all super healthy. We only lost one, and that one actually had a leg problem. And they're really, they're way more gregarious than the other batches that we had before. So the chicks that we're doing are, we're gonna have a, there, that's better. We're gonna do a breeding program. So what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have silver gray Dorking, the dark Cornish, and the speckled Sussex. Those are gonna be the stock that I'm gonna start breeding my chicks with. So I have males and females, and I'm going to try to develop my own bird. So I'm gonna start with very basic, culling down to the roosters and the hens that I want to use for breeding, and then I'm just gonna start crossing and see what comes out. The characteristics that I want to cross for are grow out rate. They need to grow out relatively quickly for a heritage breed style chicken. The F1s should have hybrid vigor, so they should grow faster than their parent stock. I also want to breed for taste. That is going to be the biggest component, is going to be the size of the carcass for the taste of the bird. It doesn't matter how small they are to me. They could be very small, as long as the flavor is there. I want to breed the wagyu of the chicken world, but that's also why we have the Cornish cross too, is because those are a production bird. Those will get very fast, very quickly, and they'll be very tasty, especially if you run them on grass. We have 5 acres of land right now that that we just bought, our 5-acre property, and I'm just super excited. We're going to be building some hoop coops and some tractors for the Cornish, and the hoop coops for the chicks. And we also got some silver apple yard ducks. Unfortunately, we did lose 3 in the mail. It did take 4 days for the ducklings to arrive, which is not normal. I'm actually surprised we only lost 3. But the rest of them seem pretty healthy, so we'll see. I've got them on some magic water and some chick starter, and I also gave them some kale and some chick grit to start eating. And they've mostly just hung out under the brooder, which I'm fine with because they need to get warm first. They ventured out to get some drinks and some food a little bit, but mostly today is going to be their recovery day. I'm really excited for the roosters that we're going to have. The ones that we're going to cull down, we're going to eat, of course, and we're going to do a taste test with those and see which one we want to use for the stock. Along with some of the hens that we have here, we might try crossing some of the other hens too. The barred rock and the partridge rock are kind of what the Cornish cross is developed from, was the Plymouth Rock. Typically it's the white Plymouth Rock, but we have a lot of predators in our area, so we want to keep the white chickens to a minimum or run those chickens in tractors. Um, we have bears. Apparently, there's a little black bear running around, so uh, there's no protection too strong for a bear. They'll get in and eat your chickens just as much as a fox. Or anyway. But yeah, I've heard fox, I've heard coyotes, and we've only been out here a week. And hawks, I've heard hawks, and we've got bald eagle. I mean, there's everything out here. We're in the middle of the woods in Wisconsin, so it's going to be interesting. And we'll bring you along for the ride. I'm excited. We had some drama earlier in the week. Those of you in the country will probably be able to relate to this. When we first got to our property, I called a whole bunch of companies to try to see, who I could get for internet, and they were all they couldn't find our address. It's like, this is the 21st century. You can't find my address. Like, ping your GPS. This is my coordinates. Find me. Anyway, so it eventually we got one company to work with us, and that was Viasat, and then we got our satellite hooked up, our satellite internet, and it is not acceptable. We cannot use. I can't use it. I have to work. My Outlook won't even load. So we talked to our neighbors, and our neighbors said that they actually went through a landline company called Frontier, and we called them, and they didn't have our address. They were like, "Oh, you can have HughesNet or Viasat." And we was like, "No, we can't. Our neighbors have this. We know it's here. I've seen the box down the road." And so we finally got a hold of someone that said, "Oh yeah, I can't find your address. I'll just have engineering figure it out." And so they got our address in the system, and they're like, "Yeah, of course I can give you high-speed internet, 100 meg or 115 Mbps, whereas our Viasat is 12. I'm like, 12? That doesn't, yeah, anyway. We still have really crappy phone service, so we're getting a landline. And I actually had to go out and buy a landline phone. I'm like, I don't even know what these are anymore. This is going to be funny. So I can take my phone calls because I work from home. And I work from home full time. It's not something COVID, but yeah, that should be funny. So, okay, so I'm going to take you guys along with my little chicken breeding program as they grow, and we'll cull them off. They'll be in our freezers if they don't make the cut. And we'll be running some Cornish cross. And we're also getting a pig. We're getting a bred sow. Her name is Spotify, which I think is hilarious and cute. We'll probably rename her though. And she is an Idaho pasture pig. So we'll be getting her in the next couple of weeks. We got a lot of work to do. We got to set up our pens outside. We got to get our chicken tractors built, and we got to get our hoop coops built. I've always had my chickens in my garage from my urban homestead, because we couldn't have chickens in our neighborhood, and I was a renegade. So I said, I'm gonna have my damn chickens. So I had them in the hoop in my garage for the whole time, and so I haven't really had to protect chickens against weather before. So right now, everything you read is different. One says, insulate. The other says, don't insulate, make sure that it's ventilated. And the other says, so we're just gonna wing it. We're gonna put them in hoop coops for now. We might insulate it, like the bottom part of it, with hay bales as we get closer to winter. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna put them right outside my sunroom. And actually my sunroom right now has all my chicks in there. If it gets too bad though, this is gonna be their winter coop. Not these bins, of course, but we'll figure something out in here. Cute little baby. I could watch these guys all day. This is what I call chicken TV. Ugh. These guys are not that smart. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. You okay, baby? Say hi. Oh, such a little baby. Oh, so cute. You've been yummy in my tummy. I know. I know it sucks that you have to be dinner, but you're kind of a... We've raised Cornish cross a few times, and one thing I do not really like about them is that they just want to die. Like, you spend so much time keeping them alive or trying to keep them alive. You almost have to order 3 times as many, twice as many as you really think you need. And the batches are pretty inconsistent. Like, one batch will be perfect. You'll just have as many as you need, and they'll grow up, and you'll have them in your freezer. You might lose 1 or 2, but that's par for the course. But the last batch I got, they just wanted to die. Like, I'd come out and find, and this was beyond like the first day or two. They just kept dying on me, and the only thing I could figure out was that I had too many in there at a time, and inconsistent heat, because I had them in the garage and it was pretty early spring, and so I had heat lamps on them. That's why I got these big brooders. I figured that was probably better to do, was to put them under these hover plates rather than the lights, because the lights were super hot, and then I'd lift them up and they'd get cold. It was just really difficult to get the right setting, and I had never had that problem before, because I'd used lights before on the Cornish and never had problems. But this batch they just didn't want to live. So yeah, that's my life.